we're live. Oh, what's up, Facebook land? Okay, now we're gonna start. Welcome everyone to Mavericks on the Move. I appreciate you for joining me tonight. And I want a little bit of participation. So when I say Mavericks on the, you say move. Mavericks on the move. Mavericks on the move. There we go. And if this is your first time seeing me, my name is Jamilah Corbitt. I am the host. Okay, this mic has a shortage. I am the host of Mavericks on the Move. I'm also the founder of I Am a Brand. And we're a company that's going to help you compete in the digital space. So if you're an analog company, you're already successful offline, and you want to learn how to play online and make more money while the office is closed, visit us at iamabrand.co. So today's guest is very special. I like to call him the Renaissance man because he does it all. He plays the ukulele, the drums, the saxophone, the trumpet, the piano, and every other instrument you can think of. His name is Brian Loebig, and he is the founder and CEO of Loebig Ink Web Consulting. So if you guys need someone to fix your website, to help you rank #1 on Google, this is your guy. So without further ado, please welcome Brian Loebig to the stage.
Thank you very much.
Brian.
Yes, do you want to switch mics so you have better connection?
No, we're good. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to welcome to Mavericks on the Move. I appreciate it. So before we dive in, please tell the audience a little bit about your background and how you got into web consulting and SEO.
Certainly. My background, I was just telling some people in the audience, my background is actually in alcohol and drug counseling. That was my first life. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology from Marquette University. However, I've always had an interest in web design and technology, and so I got my master's degree at Marquette in business administration with a strong emphasis on nonprofits and technology. So I learned how to do HTML back in the late 90s. I took a class as part of my master's program, and that kind of stimulated my interest in web design ever since. I built Marquette University's first executive MBA portal. We were like the first executive MBA class, and so I did it as a class project. And some of my classmates were hiring me to do like intranets for their like GE Medical Systems, for example. One of my classmates was on the staff of GE Medical Systems, and so I developed the intranet for the GE Medical. And so when I was done, he was like, "Well, how much do we owe you?" And I'm like, "You're gonna pay me? This is just for fun." So that's when I started thinking, "Oh, this could be a nice side thing." So I was really into I was a quality improvement director for a large nonprofit in Philadelphia, and so I've always had that kind of entrepreneurial kind of thing. Always had this little side gig, side hustle kind of stuff, and so I've always done like web design on the side. So when we moved to Philadelphia, my wife started going to got her degrees. I got my master's degree. She got her master's degree, and then we I got another offer for become a chief operating officer of a big nonprofit in Virginia, and then she was in medical school at the time. She decided she wanted to go back to school. The doctors keep telling her, your hand skills are better than ours. You need to be a surgeon. So she went to medical school, moved to Richmond, Virginia, and that's when I got laid off, like in 2010. So my entrepreneurial journey really started from me getting laid off in that big kind of tech bubble thing in 2008, 2010. I got laid off. She was in medical school, and so we said, well, we don't know. She's also an Army doctor, so we didn't know where she was going to be deployed to, where she's going to end up, where they're going to station her. And so when I got laid off, instead of me taking a job, we just said, I'll just do this web design thing full time. So I got together with some of my buddies from Philadelphia, and we created a little business plan, started doing websites for $10 an hour. And then when we moved to the DC area, I joined this business networking group, which is the best decision of my life. And then that really has propelled my business to where it is today.
Yeah, Loebig Ink is on the rise. And so we can add one more thing to the list. The first man to ever create a website to the list.
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, you were
Al Gore.
you were right there at the dawn of the internet
Yeah,
age,
sure.
the creating websites age, which is really cool. So that makes you an authority of web development, of SEO, because you actually was able to see the birth of Google and search engines, and you were able to capitalize off of that. So I want to talk a bit today about personal branding SEO and how that's relevant and necessary right now, especially if you want to compete online. So if anyone in here is confused about personal branding SEO, please explain what exactly that is.
So personal branding SEO is kind of a unique concept. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. That's like trying to get on page 1 of Google, trying to get on page 1 of Yahoo or Bing. And so personal branding SEO is like getting yourself on page 1 of those search engines. And so if you are an entrepreneur especially, and you want to show up on the internet for your name, for your business name, we talk about personal branding. It's like getting your name out there on page 1 of Google. And you can do that without a website even. And so that's kind of one of the things I've kind of specialized in over the last few years especially.
And what are the greatest benefits of having a personal brand that's SEO friendly?
It's really all about visibility. It's allowing people to find you online in lots of different places. So it's especially useful for a startup business, because if you don't have the money to create a professional website, a high-end professional website, you can start with a zero budget and just time and effort and a little bit of knowledge of directories and online properties that are free, and then starting to build your online presence through other websites that aren't even owned by you.
So let's start there. What websites are these? Take notes, everyone. What websites can we start with?
Well, the first ones I would start with are like the ones everybody knows, social media. So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, all those things are free.
And they're indexed in search engines.
Yes, very much so. So tweets are indexed. Facebook has a hot cold relationship with Google, but they're always hot with Bing. So Facebook profiles actually, if you're doing a search on Bing, your Facebook profile will actually show up as like a knowledge panel kind of thing on the right hand side.
Uh-oh.
What?
I'm saying some people don't have friendly Facebook profiles.
Right.
So it's a good idea to make your Facebook profile friendly to visitors and to clients, right?
You really need to do you can actually do, even the personal one will show up there, but if you have your privacy settings pretty high, then it's not going to show up there. Facebook is getting better about giving people control over their personal content. But if you have a business page, which is also free, if you have a business Facebook page, that's by default is public, and it needs to be, because that's the purpose. And so those will show up in Google and Bing if you have them optimized correctly.
Who out here has Googled themselves? You're like, no, one person. Do you know what Google is saying about you? No? Okay. Well, if like, no, I have no clue. Well, this would be a good time to Google yourself and make sure if you're interested in getting clients online or you want to create a personal brand, everything Brian is saying, make sure your profiles are optimized. What are some other sites like About.me?
Yeah, About.me is a great kind of one-page personal branding website that you can set up for yourself. I kind of talk about it in kind of big spheres of online properties. So there's the social media, then there's like the local directories. And so that'd be like Yelp, Angie's List. There's dozens. One of the more recent ones is Alignable. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I've actually been on Alignable. When they first started, I don't use it though. I should probably take advantage of it. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on Alignable, I kind of have a love-hate relationship. No, I don't want to say kind of a lukewarm hate relationship with it. I don't want to say love relationship. But some of my colleagues who are online all the time have gotten business from there. It is very intrusive. So it was kind of like what LinkedIn used to do a couple years ago, where they will pull in content from social media platforms and put it in Alignable, and it'll look like all your friends are there. It'll look like all these
right.
And so it's like, oh, I know him and I know him. And so it's created really fast, a really strong following, because it gives you the illusion that everybody's on there, because it's pulling in social media content into their platform and then suggesting that you connect with all your friends who are already there. And so it's good and bad. It's really helped the platform grow. It's not honest in my opinion. It's when those people aren't really there and they don't even know they have a profile there sometimes. But the more time you spend on something, the more it grows. And so I've been paying attention to it, and I have a profile. Anytime I get on, there's always SEO value in any of these things.
Yeah, you're everywhere.
And so it's like if you're going to be on there anyway. Usually, if you have business, because they're pulling your stuff in there, so optimize it. So go in there and put a headshot that actually fits the space. Put a cover photo that fits that particular platform the best. And then put all your business information in there. It takes, sometimes it might take 30 minutes, but it's a one and done kind of thing. And then connect it to an email you actually get information from. Don't put it on one of these throwaway emails that you never check. So that's one mistake that a lot of people do, is they create these platforms and they use an email, like one of their throwaway emails when they purchase something. With social media, you don't want to do that, because the purpose is to create connections. So you want to hear about what's coming through that platform. If it starts getting annoying, or if it starts feeling spammy, then you can change it. But my first advice is to really use the platform the way it was meant to be used, optimize it, engage with it, and see where it goes, see what happens.
And what about LinkedIn? Let's talk about LinkedIn for a hot second, because I know you're hot on LinkedIn, but someone like me, it's really hard for me to engage, to really get the hang of LinkedIn. Does anyone else feel the same? You feel the same way? What are some of your objections with LinkedIn?
I feel like it takes a lot of time to figure out how to get enough people to follow you, who you're connecting with, and all that.
Yes. So what she's saying, it's difficult to figure out who to follow, who should follow you,
Exactly.
who should follow you, and it takes too much time.
Yeah, because you want to get up to that high number.
Right.
So
You want to be an influencer.
Exactly.
What are your objections with LinkedIn, Karen?
I would say the same, and then that because time is kind of a limited resource, it's like I'm going to focus on the two that I know.
Okay. So yours would be difficulty of use.
Correct.
Okay. So talk about those objections, because this is all a part of personal branding SEO as well. And LinkedIn is a great way to do that, but I just think it's dry. And I'm trying. I'm really trying, because I know the value in it, but it's really hard for me to really get into it.
I would say I like the idea of choosing a couple platforms where you can kind of dedicate time to it. However, you should choose the platforms based on who you're trying to reach, not on your own personal objections or
Right.
personal sphere of it, right? So
Yes.
if your clients are on a particular platform, if they're on LinkedIn, if you know there's business professionals that you want to reach on there, then that should be one of the platforms. And LinkedIn itself is very good about creating connections, especially with the first, second, and third level degrees of connections that you have on there. First level meaning you're connected to them, they're connected to you. Second level meaning you know somebody who's connected to that person. Third level means you don't have anybody in common. And so the nice thing about that is you can really do what I call LinkedIn prospecting. I actually do a lot of consulting with other business networking groups. I'm doing something Friday, actually. I was flown down to Florida. A business networking group in Florida wanted me to come in and do a keynote speech on how to invite people to their network through LinkedIn. And so it's not complicated, but it's really extremely effective. So the basic idea is you can go in, depending on, step one is you have a complete profile, have a nice headshot, connect with 500 people. So it takes a little while to get up there, but it'll only take a couple weeks actually. If you do it in the evening before you go to bed, or you're on the toilet, just scroll through that thing.
We all do it. We do it. We all do it.
Exactly, it's a good use of time. Scroll through there, and connect with. My philosophy is connect with everybody you know. Everybody you know, unless you really hate them. Then just focus on the people you love, like, or have a peripheral relationship with. You can get up to 500 people easy, and LinkedIn has this algorithm where they're going to suggest people that you might know. And so as the more people you know, more people you connect with, they're going to suggest people that you actually know. And so getting up to 500 is actually pretty easy, because you want to do it on your phone. You don't want to do it on the desktop, because the phone actually gives you less barriers to connecting with people than the desktop does.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can connect with third level people on the phone before you can do, and you're not gonna be able to do that on the desktop.
That's a hack.
Yeah, LinkedIn hack. So go through there, just connect, tap, 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 connect with all those 500 people. You'll get up to that. That'll be the all-star status on LinkedIn. You'll look like a fully optimized profile at that point with the number of connections, and you'll also exponentially increase your connections. And then what you do is, if you're really trying to reach someone to bring into your networking group or to get an introduction to, since you've connected with all the people you know, if you have a second level person that you're trying to reach, you reach out to that first level person. You say, hey, I see you're connected with XYZ. I see you're connected with Jamilah. How do you know her? Would you be willing to introduce us? And if you don't know her that well, no worries. Just feel free to look at people I'm connected to, and I'll do the same for you. So kind of a giver's gain approach.
Wow, there's a lot of meat and potatoes. We have a question. Yes.
So do you have to send a note with every person you connect to on LinkedIn? Even if they're a first level connection, should you send like a, hey, remember we met at Mavericks on the Move, so on and so forth, or can you just connect with them?
Her question was, should you send a note to every person that you're connecting with?
If it's your brother, or sister, don't worry about it. They're gonna connect with you. If it's somebody close to you, just tap, tap, connect. And then there's the standard message that LinkedIn has in those, I'd like to connect with you thing. However, if it's not somebody in your very close circle of connections, then you definitely want to personalize that message.
Some people are a real stickler about that too, but it's hard to do that when you're on the phone. There's a way that you have to do it. Because on the phone, if you're on the LinkedIn app, you could just press the button and it says connect. You don't send a note. So you actually have to go into the person's profile, and there's like 3 little dots on the side, and you connect with the note.
Connect with a note, yeah.
You connect with the note. I'm just gonna leave it there.
So that's where I would say on the phone, when you're scrolling through that, do the easy connections with the people you're very connected with, you're very close to. You don't have to, they're gonna be like, oh, I see your face and I'm gonna wanna connect with you. But yeah, if it's somebody it's not as close connection, you definitely want to personalize that message. Hey, I see that you're on LinkedIn, and I appreciated the talk you did yesterday at Maverick's on the Move.
I love it. Time out really quickly. They'll edit this out.
I'm going to try a new chord. This will be edited out on the recording. On the live stream, you're just gonna see this stuff in
That's
action.
right. Sorry, guys. You guys get the behind the scenes look.
Behind the scenes at Maverick's on the
All right. Yes. Oh. Here we go. Yes. Way better. I always get the jacked up mic. This happened last time.
Really?
Yes. Every single time. It's cool. Where were we?
Bring your own mic.
Hey. LinkedIn, yes, we were on LinkedIn. So going back to LinkedIn and social media, personal branding, SEO, how has social media in general changed the trajectory of your business? I know you just mentioned that you were flown down for a keynote, but has it added a lot more money to your bottom line?
The way I use social media is by really maintaining relationships that I usually form offline. And so that has created all kinds of potential connections online. I've gotten business from every single platform I'm on, from Snapchat to Alignment. Well,
Snapchat, you're gonna have to share that one.
The Snapchat story is kind of interesting, but every single one of those platforms, like even Craigslist, I get regular leads through free. Well, they're not free anymore. They're like $5 a month, but Craigslist ads is still a fantastic place to get business from. And I do websites for $500 to $3,000, and so I get one of those. Even if it's just a $500 website, that pays for Craigslist for like 2 years. 500 divided by several.
Don't
years,
ask me to do that math.
Several years, if I get one client. And it's Craigslist ads actually show up in Google search results, so it's an SEO thing as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Did you guys know that Craigslist ads show up in Google search? Wow. So let's talk a little bit about Google Plus. Aren't they doing away with Google Plus?
Yes, but they're not doing away. They are doing away with Google Plus, but they're not doing away with Google My Business.
Okay. So tell us the difference between Google Plus and Google My Business, and should we be on it from a personal branding SEO standpoint?
Google My Business should be the first thing you sign up for personal branding SEO. Even before, if you had to choose, I mean, everybody's probably on Facebook or anyway, but if you're just like dropped out of Timbuktu and you're not on any social media, you want to do Google My Business first because it's connected to the Google landscape, the Google properties. And so Google My Business, the concept there, it's changed over time. It used to be called Google Places for Business.
Yes.
It used to be called just Google Maps. And so what Google My Business is it's an integration with your business profile that shows up on Google Maps. And they call it the Google Local Pack. Like if you Google your business name in Google, you Google that name, if you have a Google My Business profile, you'll get this big, half the Google page will be this knowledge panel on the right hand side. It'll be all about your business if you fully optimize it. It'll have pictures, it'll have events that you put on there, it'll have the little map of where you're located. Or if you work from home, what you'll do like me, you'll say, I serve people in a location, in a radius. And so we won't put a pinpoint on your house, it'll put a circle around your house. And you can choose what the circle will be, anywhere from like, I think it's 5 miles to 600 mile radius around where you're physically located. And so that's the first place you really want to, in my opinion, you should claim, optimize. And if you're a licensed corporation, if you're an LLC, S corporation, one of those things, you're going to have a property already because Google pulls information from public databases and they put your business online for you. And so does Yelp, and so does a lot of these other places, whether you like it or not. So what you want to do is really go in, claim those profiles, optimize them, and then 9 times out of 10, you're going to just leave them alone then. You're just going to have a well-optimized internet presence with all these properties that are fully consistent. So one of the key things about personal branding SEO is consistency is king. Like we talk about in content marketing, like content is king, and SEO consistency is king. Meaning you want to have your name, address, and phone number exactly alike on all these platforms. So if you spell your name with the hyphen, if you type your phone number with hyphens or with periods, you want to make that consistency across all these platforms. Even down to that minutia creates massive consistency across all these different platforms. And then it's like, oh, Google knows exactly, who this person is and where they are, and it just generates lots of extra SEO.
Speaking of consistency, I did a test because if we're talking about personal branding SEO, I wanted to make sure you're the authority on it. And I actually Googled personal branding SEO, and your website came up with the blog post about personal branding SEO. So that's awesome. You actually practice what you preach.
That was intentional.
So how important are backlinks for SEO? And describe backlinks for people who may not know what they are.
There's 2 primary things that really help generate visibility on the internet, especially from a website perspective. One is quality content. So I always recommend people, if they're trying to continually rank for lots of keywords, develop content, write blogs on a regular basis. The other one is backlinks. And so Google still uses other websites linking to you as a determination about how influential or important you are. So if you get the White House linking to you, even if you don't like who's in the White House, if you get that White House linking to you, you're going to be like...
Is that your goal?
What, to get the White House linking to you?
Yeah.
No. Maybe the Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, I love Chambers of Commerce linking to me.
Don't they link to you already?
Yes.
Or at least one, right? 2.
So yeah, 2 chambers. I've got the Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce.
All right.
It's a good SEO backlink. I joined the chamber just for the backlink, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. But since then, I've gone to the meetings
Of
and I'm
course.
speaking tomorrow at an event, and it's, you kind of get sucked
Make the
into
most
stuff.
of your backlink.
Exactly. And then the other one is the newest Chamber of Commerce backlink is the Maryland Black Chamber of Commerce, which is one of the newest chambers of commerce in the state of Maryland. And it's low cost right now, so it's a good time to get that backlink. And they actually have the best website of all the chambers, in my opinion, in the 3 states.
Did you do the website?
No, but
Okay.
I help maintain it now.
Ah.
Because I'm on since I joined, I'm a joiner.
I know. You just immerse yourself in every professional organization that you're a part of. I get it. I do the same thing.
So I'm on the marketing committee with Navari, and so we help maintain the website, and my team is going to be maintaining all the social media now. And it's great to get in the ground floor on some of these things because it's going to grow. It's going to grow fast, in my opinion, because I'm helping with this fantastic 10-person marketing committee to really grow it. The membership is going to grow, which means the value of the website's going to grow because you're going to have all these business profiles on there, all these professional profiles. They're doing lots of events. The authority of that website will continue to grow, just like all the other chambers of commerce. And then that will, if you have your business on there in the early stages, your business is going to grow, and that backlink authority is going to grow to your website over time. You have to be a member. You have to, for it to have value. So backlinks are huge. Getting links from chambers of commerce, getting links from nonprofit organizations. So leverage your personal interests and your personal passions that you have an interest in. So one of the things that I do is I run and lead an open mic at a Root Studio in Columbia, Maryland.
Quick plug.
Yeah, fantastic venue, by the way. And so one of my side purposes, it wasn't my main purpose. In that case, I just wanted to play music, and my wife wanted my stuff out the house, my sound equipment. And so that was an opportunity to do that. But then the other thing is, I'm always thinking, how else can I leverage this relationship? And one is, so since I'm sponsoring it and I'm volunteering to be the MC for the open mic, I put my logo on the open mic page, and there's a backlink to my website, and that website is continuing to grow in authority. And so that's another way I can get an easy backlink. Speaking at Mavericks on the Move, being a guest on this show is an opportunity, because you do a fantastic job of highlighting and promoting anybody that comes in your circle, which is why I so appreciate our relationship.
Thank you for that backlink. I know your motives now.
Motive. Give me that link, baby.
So, should we focus on high authority sites, or sites that have the potential to be higher authority, or does it matter the authority site?
So there's a couple different there's a couple things you want to pay attention to when you're thinking about backlinks. High authority. So a high authority site is one that has been around a long time, and it has, the way you can determine high authority is you go to a website called majestic.com.
I use Alexa.
Alexa? Okay. You use Alexa?
Yeah.
What does it tell you?
Alexa.
What does she tell you? You say, how much authority is this website?
No, I'm saying Alexa.com. Before Alexa was Alexa, it was Alexa search. Yeah.
I thought you were talking to your phone.
No. You go to Alexa. I think now you're having me second guessing myself. It's Alexa.com, and usually it'll if you put in the website, it'll you know what I'm talking about. You're an SEO.
I thought you were talking about.
See, why would you? Come on, man. Got me second guessing myself.
So Alexa works, Majestic. So these different tools will tell you the score, the actual authority score of the website. So that's a good way to help make a decision. However, you don't want to just base it on the authority score. You also want to have that website be in the same genre, the same relevance, I'm trying to think of the right word for that. The right
category?
Category, yeah. The similar category. So if you have backlinks, if you're a branding company and you've got a fish store, a fish website linking to you, that's not in the same category. So Google's going to be like, they're getting links from all kinds of odd places. So if you're personal branding, you get links from chambers of commerce, you get links from other graphic design, branding related sites that will increase the authority, the relevancy. There's relevancy and authority. So you want to have websites that are relevant to your website as well as high authority.
Wow. Any questions so far? Oh, okay, we're good. So we all know the digital landscape is transforming the way we do business. So would you suggest, number one, us being on social media, and number two, us having a SEO, search engine optimized social media profile? But what if the individual is scared to put themselves out there because of data privacy issues? What would be your suggestion? How can they overcome that fear?
Think of the money. If the only way you can make money online is by being present, and so if I have some friends and business colleagues there that are afraid of those privacy issues, then focus on offline things, on, as you would say, analog. However, if you really want to maximize your potential and your potential for income, you need to get online, and you can control it. So I don't put everything. I don't put what I had first. Yeah, I do. I don't put like the conflicts I'm having within my current family. I don't put You know,
Right.
I don't put that stuff online. I don't put online, you know, everything and things that I don't want to show up on the front page of the paper. My mother always told me, don't do anything that you wouldn't want to see on the front page of the newspaper. And it's the same, my same philosophy on social media and all these platforms. So I put stuff out there that I want everybody to see. I don't care if they see it, because that's, you know, I've come in raised with that mentality. And so if you feel comfortable, I would say, you know, think about the opportunity. I don't try to convince people like you need to be out there, but if you want to make money online, you need to be out there, and there's a formula and method to do it. And my business is a prime example of how to be able to do that very successfully and quickly too.
Yeah, he's the authority on this, you guys. He's awesome at what he's doing. Your business is growing rapidly. So how important is social proof in personal branding SEO? Let's talk about social proof and how that goes hand in hand with personal brand SEO.
These are questions I've not been prepared for. I'm surprised I'm answering them.
Because you're good.
Social proof. So social proof is like examples of, I'm kind of like defining so I can help think about it, like, and then come up with an answer. So social proof is like having, like, the number of likes on a Facebook page, for example, would be social proof. The number of connections you have on LinkedIn and social media.
Or testimonials, reviews on your Facebook, LinkedIn page, social proof.
Recommendations.
Yes.
Recommendations is a great example on LinkedIn. You can have, and also reviews on like Google and those kind of things. So that kind of social proof is actually key nowadays, because if my wife and my own family is an example, like, she's not big into social media, she'll post on Instagram like twice a year. And so, but what she'll do before she goes to a restaurant, and my daughter the same way, they will jump onto Yelp and they will look at the reviews.
Exactly.
And so they'll look at the bad ones, they'll look at the positive ones, and they'll make a decision everywhere they go. They'll make decisions about where they go based on those public
I do the
reviews.
same thing. And I don't even use Yelp like that. The only reason I use Yelp is to go on and look at reviews.
Exactly. So reviews are key. So business owners have a love-hate relationship with these review sites because they can't control them. And when they get a bad review, then they freak out. So I do some reputation management too. And so part of my job is like an internet counselor, telling them not to worry about it, just be human and respond positively. If the person is lying or you don't even know who that is, say it. Say, I'm sorry, I don't seem to recognize you. You're not in my database. Feel free to give me a call and tell me about what your issue is, because I'm not seeing you.
Because we do read comments as well. So if someone leaves a bad review, I'm going to read a comment like, I wonder what the owner of the business has to say. And if it's a legit answer, I'm like, oh, okay. Then I'll dismiss it.
And you're going to see if they copy and pasted the 5 same answers to the 5 common complaints. Like, oh, they're just putting this on autopilot. They really don't care, right?
That's true. So as we wrap up, do you have anything else to add to the conversation?
I'm at a loss.
How can people reach you?
They can reach me. Sometimes I say, give all my different handles and all these different platforms. The one thing I like to say to people where all those handles are located is on my about.me page. And so if you go to about.me/my name, Brian Loebig, you'll find links to so I like to tell people to connect with me the way they would like to connect. Since I'm kind of like on everything, you can connect me with wherever you're like the most comfortable. If you're a Twitter person, you go to my about.me page and click on the Twitter link. If you're a Google person, go there and just Google me. And so you spell my name B-R-I-A-N the proper way with the I. And then Loebig is L-O-E, B as in boy, I-G.
All right, there you have it, folks. So thank you so much, Brian, for being our participant in Mavericks on Move. Please give him a round of applause. Yay! Do we have any questions for Brian? Anything about personal branding, SEO in general, using social media?
Drug addiction, recovery, anything.
He's a social worker. Yes.
So say if your names are different. So let's say that your names are different on your social media handles. If you go back later and change it, would that like increase your visibility as far as like when people Google you or search you?
Interesting question.
Ooh.
I think it's a good thing to do on social media, and it's not a big deal to go ahead and change those things quickly on social media so that it's a little more correctly branded. So if you're trying to brand under your business name, I think it's fine to go into your social media handles and change those Excuse me. Change those to be.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I love it. I really do love it.
Live streaming. Change those things to be consistent, and then. But if you're changing things like your website names, like you're changing the name of your website, that's a much more complicated process. I wouldn't do that on a whim, because especially if your website's been around a long time and you're thinking about changing the domain name, you can destroy your internet visibility by doing that without doing it properly. There's 301 redirects that have to happen. There's change of address notifications you've got to do on Google, and it gets more complicated if you're moving to a different website domain provider, web host. However, social media gets indexed pretty quickly, and I think it's a good idea to change everything to just your name, for example, if you're trying to personal brand your name or your business, and rename those things so it's consistent with how your business name is spelled.
Any other questions? That was a really good question. All right, we'll give them another round of applause. Now, this is the fun part of the program. This is where you have the opportunity to come to the mic and share about yourself, about your business in 30 seconds or less. And it is being recorded, just FYI. So your visibility is going to greatly increase. Who wants to go first? Not everyone at once. Let's give her a round of applause. Yeah, you're gonna stand right here.
Do I need the mic?
I'm gonna give you the mic.
Oh.
Actually, you can take that mic. Yeah. Can I have someone to keep time? Who's gonna be my designated timekeeper? 30 seconds. Lorvisa, you got it?
Yeah, I got it. Okay, go.
Go.
So I am Sherry Samuels. I am the voice coach. I teach women how to connect with their inner voice so that they can then get to creating the goals and their purpose and the things that they want to create in their life.
Wow, great. That was way less than 30 seconds. All right, thank you. Give her another round of applause.
Thank you.
Do we have another volunteer? I'm not going to volunteer anyone. Let's give Karen a round of applause.
Hello, I'm Karen Haysbert. I'm a wife coach. I help wives of faith who are struggling with their marriages to create the hot, holy, happy marriages they desire and deserve. And get a copy of my new book, What a Hoe Can Teach a Wife, Real Talk about creating your hot, holy, and happy marriage.
Woo! Wait.
Looking the wrong way. I'm supposed to be looking this way?
No, right here. It's actually being recorded right there.
Right here.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. They can definitely see your book.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other takers? No other takers? Brian, why don't you come on up here? Let's give Brian a round of applause. Stand right here. Right there. Yep, there you go.
Brian Loebig of Loebig Ink Web Consulting. Where's the camera? Hello. So one of the things I like to say is my business is inspired by coffee, creativity, and music to provide web design, social media, and SEO services. So I also run a live music open mic at Root Studio in Columbia, Maryland. And I also like to drive my Harley around, which is kind of a new thing for me. So if you want to go on a back road drive from Washington, D.C. up to Frederick, you can hit me up.
Thank you. You buying that bike, was that a midlife thing?
Yes.
It was. Okay. I was hoping you'd admit that. So thank you everyone for participating in our second Mavericks on the Move here in Baltimore. We are back here, no, it is November. December the 12th, same time, same place. I genuinely appreciate you guys for helping make this event successful as we continue to grow it. Again, this is a totally new concept. We're bringing it every second Wednesday of the month right here. We'll be here December. We're taking a break in January. Then we'll be back February, March, April right here. So join us. We're going to have tons of fun. We are already securing our guests for the future. So thank you, thank you, thank you again. My name is Jamilah Corbitt. I am the founder of I Am a Brand. We help companies create create customer-centric digital communities. So if you're interested in making money while the office is closed, holla at me. I am a brand.co. Thank you so much.